Very good morning, dear children. We have started with the third chapter, Rural Local Government Bodies. In that, we have studied about the Gram Panchayat, the Panchayat Samiti. Now, we are going to study about the Zilla Parishad. So, what are the functions of the Panchayat Samiti and then the Zilla Parishads? Here are the functions of the Panchayat Samiti. First, need of the public. What does the public need? They want the road to be repaired, gutters should be covered, wells, bore wells for the water they use. Next is health. Proper health system should be maintained. Vaccination injections to the small children. Some BCGs, some you can say other injections are there. Next, water supply. They have to look that the water which is coming should be clean water. Next, public hygiene. They should look on the public roads, the disposal of the wastage, as well as many people do the urine, or number 2 on the roads and all that. So there should be public hygiene. Next is agriculture, helping the farmers to improve the agriculture and the livestock by providing good seeds and all that, manures. Next is education. Primary education should be given to the students. Basic needs, basic education. Next is industries. Promotion of handicrafts, what people make with the hands, by making some shawls, sweaters, okay, or designing by their own hands, by putting those you can say beads and all that, as well as the cottage industries. People's welfare, by providing financial aid, financial funds, whatever it is, to the weaker sections, by bank loan and all that. Next, functions of the Panchayat Samiti. What are the functions? The Panchayat Samiti prepares a plan of the scheme. Panchayat Samiti, what does it do? It prepares a plan which has to be implemented, which has to put on in the block, in the front of the, you can say that is in the front of the government, state government. So the Panchayat Samiti has to prepare a plan and put it in the front of the state government. It is binding on the Panchayat Samiti to hold at least one meeting every month. They have to hold a meeting. Panchayat Samiti has to take a meeting every month. The Panchayat Samiti receives a certain amount of money. Panchayat Samiti gets a money from the district funds, as well as it also gets grants. You know what are grants? Schools are grantable. They get some amount of money, donation, all that, from the state government to carry out the development schemes, to carry out these schemes of the block, that is the development block, how you can use that money and where you can use. This is the Zilla Parishad. We are going to study in detail. Every district has a Zilla Parishad. At present, the state of Maharashtra has 36 districts, but only 34 Zilla Parishads. Every district is having ZPs. At present, Maharashtra is having 36 districts, but only 34 Zilla Parishads. Why? Because the reason is that Mumbai City district and Mumbai Suburban district do not have rural population. Because the Mumbai City district and the Mumbai Suburban district, they do not have a population which is rural. Therefore, they do not have Zilla Parishads. The office bearers of the Zilla Parishad. Elections to the Zilla Parishad are held every 5 years. After every 5 years, the elections are held. The elected representatives, the person who elected, choose a president and a vice president from among themselves. Now the representative which is elected, they choose a president as well as a vice president among themselves. Next, The president of the Zilla Parishad presides over the meeting. The president held the meeting of the ZP. He exercises or controls over the business conducted during the meetings. He looks after the business, whatever is being spoken to during the meetings. He jots down all the points. He also controls the financial transaction of the ZP. He also looks after the financial transaction, the money problem of the ZPs. He has authority to appropriate expenditure. He has a right to ask for the expenditure from the Zilla Parishad funds. How to use it. The Vice President carries out these duties in the absence of the President. If the President is absent, the Vice President looks after the meeting of the ZPs. How does the Zilla Parishad function? The work of the Zilla Parishad is carried out through different committees. The work of the ZP is carried out how? Through different committees, that is Finance Committee, Money, Agriculture, I said you now only, Education Committee, Health Committee, Water Management, as well as Sanitation. Sanitation means public hygiene. The Women and Child Welfare Committee takes up the issues. Now there is a Women as well as Child Welfare Committee. Issues related to the problems faced by the women and the children. Women are also facing the problem as well as children are also facing the problems. Now, these are the functions of the ZPs. I have shown that was in the reading. Now this is with the picture. Just see education facility by the Zilla Parishad School, health facilities, water supply, provision of seeds, electricity, tree plantation in the village. So this all is looked by the function of the ZPs. What work does the Chief Executive Officer do? CEO. The short form is CEO, Chief Executive Officer. The decisions taken by the Zilla Parishad are implemented by the Chief Executive Officer. Now, which the decisions are taken by the ZPs, they are put in the front of the Chief Executive Officer of the ZP. Then he is appointed by the state government. The Chief Executive Officer is appointed by the state government. My dear children, next, our constitution is over here. Our constitution was amended in the year 1992 by the 73rd and the 74th Amendment Act. These amendments have granted a constitutional status to the rural as well as to the urban local government bodies. It has also given them more powers to develop their respective areas more efficiently. The number of the subjects under the jurisdiction were also increased. In order to enable them to work effectively, the sources of revenue has also been increased. Next year, just see the Panchayati Raj system at a glance. How does it work? See here, ZP is there. Then ZP, that is the President and the Chief Executive Officer. Panchayat Samiti, Chairman and Block Development Officer. Gram Panchayat, Sarpanch and Gram Sevak. Now, President, Chairman and Sarpanch, these are elected representatives. And Chief Executive Officer, Block Development Officer and Gram Sevak, they are nominated by the government. They are selected by the government. And your President, Chairman, Sarpanch, they are elected by voting. Next, who can contest the elections? In order to get elected to the Gram Panchayat, Panchayat Samiti and the Zilla Parishad, candidates must fulfill certain conditions of eligibility. For example, he or she should be a citizen of India. He or she should have completed 21 years of age. The person's name should be enrolled in the local government list. These conditions also apply to the urban local government bodies. Everywhere the same scheme is used. Next, local government bodies, just see rural, Panchayat Samiti, that is Gram Panchayat, and then ZP. Total membership, minimum 15, maximum 45. Here, minimum 7 and maximum 17. Minimum 50 and maximum 75. Office bearers, chairman, sarpanch, deputy sarpanch, chairman, deputy chairman, president, vice president. Who are the officers? Gram Sevak, block development officer, as well as CEO, chief executive officer. How are they elected? So here are the homework, which is you have to solve it. Put a tick mark in the right. Make a list of the functions of the Panchayat Samiti. What is your opinion? You have to write down. Complete the table. Here, 2 pages are there of the homework. You have to complete it in your notebook, my dear children. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.